Make myself bigger. Well, hello, gang, and welcome to Cab Crew Wednesday. Hope everybody's doing well and staying warm. And I'll say hello to everybody that's in the chat so far. We got Chris from Model Trains Alfonsiano. Hey, Chris, welcome. We got this person here I never met before. First time in is Model Train Reviews. Welcome. I don't know what your first name is, but if you can put it in the chat, I would say hello to you. Then we got Dwight Curley's here. Dwight, welcome. How you doing? And Rick from Rick's Trains. Great to see you, Rick. I saw those photos you emailed me. They look really good. Good painting job. Then we got Stormy Dave. Welcome, Dave. Glad to see you here. Then we got John from Schuylkill River Valley. Welcome, John. Good to see you. James from Dundas Junction. Welcome, James. How you doing? And let's see who else is in here. I think I saw somebody else pop in. Right here. And it said hello. Spence. Too much. Hey, Spence. Welcome. How you doing? Another first timer here. Welcome, Spence. And let's see, did anybody else show up? I started a lot of chat going back and forth. How you doing? So hope everybody's doing well and staying warm. It was when I woke up this morning, it was minus 10 degrees here in New Jersey. So it was a bit chilly today. But then it got up in the 30s in the afternoon, so that's not too bad. Going to get cold again, though, in the next couple of days. It's supposed to warm up a little bit tomorrow in the high 30s and then go back down again for the weekend. So we'll have to see. So I didn't miss anybody in the chat, I hope. And the Amherst show is this weekend. I saw somebody asking about it. It's this Saturday and Sunday. It's a couple days in advance too. There's other things going on there, but I think the people are coming in the first couple of days, and then I don't think there's anything open for that. But yeah, heat wave 34, right? And so yeah, I'm heading up with Barbara on Friday night. We're gonna leave. I want to leave like 5 o'clock, but I don't know if we can leave that early yet. It might be a little later. We'll have to wait and see. So she watches her son's son all the time, and he has to come home from work first, and it's hard for him to get out sometimes. So we'll have to wait and see if he gets home early enough. But we'll be on the road as soon as he gets home. So whenever that is, it's a 4-hour drive for me up to Amherst. You know, the 4 hours, a little bit more, a little bit less. It all depends on the roads and traffic. But leaving that time of the day, I'm going to be going against all the traffic coming out of New York City because I got to drive up through and go. I don't know which way I'm going to go yet, but I might go up to 287 and go across the Tappan Zee. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. We'll have to wait and see. But all the traffic is coming out of the city, you know, at 5 o'clock. So going into the city, there's not that much traffic going in. So it's not too bad that direction. So that's that. And I'm going to be meeting a couple of new people up there that I haven't met before. And hopefully we get that stuff straightened out when we get up there. And so I don't know, whoever. Oh, good. Back. Good. Didn't even know you were gone. So the last couple of days been documenting a lot of stuff here. Hey, Barbara, welcome. And Jim Tedesco's here. Hey, Jim, welcome. So Barbara was here helping me. We were we took off. What I'm doing is I am tuning up all my rolling stock again. And a lot of, I told you before, I was changing all the couplers out. So the project turned into a multi-phase thing. So I have a program on my computer, and I documented each car and what needs to be done on each car. And I think Dan is here. Let me see. Let me look at my folder here and see who that is. Yeah, Dan. Hey, Dan, welcome. DMRJ, Dan, welcome here. And so that's okay, James. No problem. And so we took the cars that needed to have the couplers put on off. So they're sitting, one train is sitting up above me on top of that metal cabinet behind me. That's one train of all cars. And then I got on my workbench in the train room, I got another train sitting there. And I took that and took them all off. And what we did was we weighed them all. I got a new scale. My other scale just stopped working all of a sudden. It wouldn't power up, so I put it in the trash. And hi, Chris, again. How you doing? So I got a new scale, and this one works a lot better. This one here, you turn it on and it stays on. Hey, Gerald, welcome. And when you put something weight on it, it weighs it, and then when you take it off, it goes back to zero. The other one, I had to keep on turning it on and off all the time to get a different weight on it. So we weighed all the cars. I documented them all. I got the lengths of all of them, and I got my chart, my JMRI chart, that what the weights are supposed to be. And majority of the cars were the proper weight or a little bit over, which I like a little bit over. I don't like it when it's under. We had 3 cars that were underweight, so I had to add some weight to those 3 and get them all up and everything. And I found a bunch of cars that still had those stupid Talladega trucks on them, and they're getting all taken off. And I'm replacing them with 3D printed trucks and body mounting the couplers. So that's what's going on there. And my last video was, hey, Bob, welcome. How you doing? My last video was the sound card that I got operational, and all the farm animal sounds on there. And I 3D printed a building to enclose the speaker and the board up on the layout, and it's very good. It's loud; you can hear it. Matter of fact, I went out to get something to eat for dinner tonight and came back in. I could hear the chickens clucking outside when I pulled in the car. That's how loud it is. So might have to turn the volume down a little bit. What I did was I set it up so it comes on, then it goes off, comes on again, goes off. It's going to come on again in about 7 minutes. So you might probably hear it um, over the thing. So if it gets too loud, just let me know, and I'll turn it. I can manually turn it off. So, but the rooster is very loud, and the chickens cluck, and I got chickens, I got pigs on there, I got sheep on there, and I got cows and the chickens. So that's what's going on with the sound card. It's all automated. It comes on and goes off, and it sounds, it's really good. And as soon as I got that in, the chickens that I had automatically pecking, about a week or two ago, I noticed they weren't moving again. And what happens is the top is a metal piece, and the chickens are magnetized, and they stay on there. Well, when they were pecking away, they must have jumped and then connected to them, and they were all in one big ball. And I separated them all out, and boom, they started working again. Then I noticed they stopped working again. So I took it off the layout. It just pulls right out. The wires I disconnected and bring it down. I tested it here on my workbench, and it didn't move. And there's a little board in there, and no lights come on, no nothing. So you don't know what's working or not. So I ordered a replacement for it. They haven't shipped it yet, but it'll be here probably in a week or so. And then I'll have a video showing the chickens and the sound and everything. It'll look, that's what the whole thing was getting the sound for, was because the chickens were up there and they were pecking away, but then there was no sounds. So I got that. So that's the same board that Jim Tedesco got. He sent me a link to it, and I ordered it from Amazon, and it was here in a day. So it worked out. Then I had to buy a speaker for it, because I took a speaker out of an old desktop phone. I thought that would be good enough, but wasn't loud enough. And so I ordered some, I think it was 4 ohm, 20 watt speakers, and it sounds really good. So I built a building around that, and it's enclosed in there. I got a light in there. It all comes on. Okay, James, say hello back. Yeah, thanks, Bob. So SRV, who's it? School Hoover about. Okay, so so that's what's going on with those, and the chickens will be here eventually. Sometimes when you order some things from places, they take a little time getting them out and everything. So for the tuning of the cars, I the post office is up to their normal shenanigans again. I ordered off of eBay some Katie number 242s. They're coupler boxes, which I need because some of these cars were Talladega trucks and there's no body mount coupler, and I need the body mount. I need the coupler boxes to do them. And the guy from KD, I told him I could 3D print them, and he says they're not usually smooth enough for the couplers to freely move, and he was correct about that. So on my well cars, there's a box on there, and the coupler doesn't move freely. So I might cut that off and put a coupler box on them and be done with it. Then they'll be done. But that's what's behind me is my well car train. That's like 20 well cars up there or something like that, and a couple box cars on that train and stuff like that. So, and a couple other odd cars that I have on that train. So, so I was so then the other day we counted up all the cars that were on the layout, and then we brought them all down to weigh them and everything. Not me. I've taken apart passenger coaches. Usually it's a couple of screws on the frame, and then that comes down and you can just lift it off. The ones that I have, that's the way they do it. I got a couple in the closet here. They're too long for my radius, so I didn't use them. But I can look at them and let you know. But it's usually a couple screws. Sometimes you just pull it apart. There goes the chicken. Yeah, we should be able to hear it now. And so it's Gerald. So what was I talking about? Oh, the Katie couplers. So I ordered yesterday 75 pair of KD 119s. That's what I use for my rolling stock. And it's 3 boxes of 25 pairs I ordered. And the guy's in New Jersey. He shipped it out today, and it's already moving in the post office. And I ordered last week the KD 242s, and it was coming from North Carolina. It departed from North Carolina on the 21st, and that's the last thing we've seen. I don't know what's going on between North Carolina and New Jersey, but other than it being cold and a little bit of snow here and there, no reason why that shouldn't have been here. It was supposed to be here today, and obviously it didn't come today, and it has not updated at all, either on my phone app or on the website. And sounds like it's yeah. It's not a well. It's they're MP3 files, Bob, and I got all the sounds off of a website that had animal farm sounds, and then I have a program on my computer that's called Wave Pal Wave um, Wave. What's it called? WavePad Sound Editor, and it I can take MP3 files, combine them together and make one big MP3 file, save that, and then I can put it on my SD card, and then it'll play that sound up there. Loving Linux. So really? Yeah, Daryl, I used to work with a Unix system, and yeah. It's overcomplicated for no reason. Tom, what speakers are you using for the sound effects? I got them off of Amazon, Bob. They were they're 4-ohm 20-watt speakers. And yeah, let me turn that off because it's gonna get really loud here. I can just go into my everything's automated through the Alexa, and I just have to go in there, go to my routines, scroll down to the farm scenes, and it just turned it off. Yeah, there might be some chance of snow this weekend. I heard late Saturday night was the first chance of snow. Yeah, we can have the snow. Well, we'll get some big blowers and blow it up north to Canada for you there, James. How's that sound? So I installed all the KD number 322s on the track. They're the on-track magnets. I got one in my 2 yards. I got them in some sidings and where I'm going to be uncoupling cars and stuff like that. So got them all, and then up on the 5th level, on the 2 main lines I plan to be able to stop the trains there right before the double crossover, uncouple the cars, and then move it into the industry up there. So I put the 2 magnets on a track there, but then the engines derailed when it hit it. So it must have been a little too high. So when I go, hey, Kyle Stevens, welcome. And so I'm not sure if midday Sunday I'm here. Yeah, it depends on where you are located, Chris. I did a check, and I did a check for here in New Jersey, and then up in Massachusetts, in Springfield area, and nothing until late, and it's only going to be a little bit. It's not going to be accumulated. Hey, Mike, Deep Run Mike, welcome. So those the derails, so I popped them off. Yeah, I just used super glue, and I just popped them off the track, and then the trains ran fine through there. The rolling stock hit the things too. That's because I didn't tune those cars yet. When I tune the cars, the couplers are going to be left alone. I'm not going to bend up the hoses, and so then that means I got to elevate the wheels and put some washers in between the truck and the body, and then screw the truck onto the body. So that'll lift up the car a little bit, and that'll make the couplers not hit anything as they're going around. That'll be nice, Bob. We'll see you then. next year. So like I so when I've been tuning the cars, I check the weights, and that I have the NRMA scale for the length of the cars, and a lot of the cars are 40 footers. Some are 45 footers. Some are 50 footers. Some are 60 footers. Some are 65 footers. Um, all different lengths. I got some 32s. I got some 36s. Um, all different lengths, and so I know how much they weigh, and so I documented it all, and I got a whole inventory of their what their lengths are and what their weights are, and then I got to change the trucks on a bunch of them, and the KD couplers. Like this car here, this had a real big screw in these two. So I'm reaming out this hole a little bit so I can use my silicone tube to fit in that. I almost got it just about the right size. Then that slips down. That slips down into the hole, and then I cut it off. I get it in there so that when I lift the car up, and then I know it's in there good. So I got to ream it out a little bit more on both sides. Then I can use a smaller screw. And then I watched a video done by DB Tech Dave, and he was building those searchlight cars. And he was showing all the steps on how to build a searchlight car and everything. And then he got to the trucks, and he said he found these on Thingiverse, and it's called trucke.stl, and I use that same file. I modified it just slightly to fit the wheel sets properly, but the hole in the truck is a pretty good sized hole, and the small screws, I was having to use a washer to put on the screw so it wouldn't go through. Hey JD, welcome. How you doing? So I was using a washer so it wouldn't fall through the thing. Heard of a good use of AI today. Take pictures of your kit rolling stock stash and have AI create your inventory. Oh, really? Wow. I have a program on my computer. It's called OneNote, and good evening. Oh, that's it. Good evening. And I keep all my stuff in OneNote. All my projects are in there, and all my 3D printing projects, everything's in there. So that's what I use. And it's a lot of typing, but it gives you something else to do instead of just like doing coupler changes or something. You document it, takes your mind off of things, concentrating on that. If you let AI do it for you, then it's doing it for you, and you don't have to do anything. That's you know, AI has advantages and some disadvantages. So, um, so yeah, like this car here, I have to ream out, and the cars back here that I have on a track, all I got to do is put in the bushing. So as I was talking about Dave's channel, he got to the truck um, trucks, and he printed them, but the hole was too big. So he made a bushing for putting in the hole, and then you put a small screw through the bushing, and then that screws onto your frame. I don't know about that, Bob. I don't know about that. We got to remember, Bob, I have over 60 years of engineering and computer field background. Okay. I worked for FedEx for 3 years. I did DirecTV installations for 3 years. They were in between jobs from computers just to get a break from it all. Yeah, the view of the Helix to the door is incredible. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, you can see it through my office door. That's behind me. Yeah. Well, my idea, some of the ideas about organizing came from you, Bob, like the workbenches. Okay. Well, right now, 3 of the 4 workbenches have cars on them, but they're all being worked on in one phase or another. Like here is where I change them all. Out there, we weighed them and documented everything and stuff like that. So they're all documented, every last rail card. And they're also documented from what train they're on, what track they're on in the yard, if it's the classification tracks or if it's the team track, what sidings they're at, if it's at the grain mills. I have 2 tracks at the grain mills. I got a beer distribution center on lower level. All that's documented and what car is there. And in JMRI, it's the same thing. I have the cars all listed in there. And once I get the track locations, then I'll add that into JMRI. And then when I want to move things around, I'll just create a manifest list. And here's my manifest list for today. And here's what I want to move. And then I'll know. So that's what's coming down the road. So it's that's right, Bob. So that's all the stuff that I've been working on and hoping that I was going to get some of this stuff done. And I had this car that I won from Sparky many Christmases ago. And it's like a 84-foot car carrier, one of those. And I never did anything with it. I ran it around once and it did okay. But so I wanted to put it on one of my trains up there and let it go and run around. So I tuned it up. It needed more weight. And the wheels were good. I changed the couplers on it. And the wheels are good. And I elevated the wheels, what I had to do to get the couplers to not hit and all that. So I tuned that car. Then I had a 72-foot bulkhead car. And I have pipe loads in there. Now that thing is 72 foot. 70 foot is supposed to be a 70-foot car is supposed to be 5 3/4 ounces in weight. And this is 72, so it's a little bit longer. So I'm going to say 6 1/4 what it should weigh. So I put it on a scale and it weighed less than 2 ounces because this was a 3D printed model that I made a long time ago. And it's really thin and very light. So the weight, I say, how am I going to put weights in these? Well, the pipe loads had gaps in there. So I stuck enough weights in there and I got it up over 7 ounces. So now that car is heavy. So after I took down all the train, all the cars off of those two big trains up on the upper level, I said, let me put those two cars on, the 80-foot carrier and that 72-foot car. I want to make sure that it goes around the corners. And, well, it uncoupled from the engine once. That's because the couplers aren't the right height. I haven't tuned the couplers on the engines yet that connect to the rolling stock. That's the next thing. After I get all the cars, I might have to put an offset coupler on the engine, whether it's higher or lower. Got to see what it looks like when I get them. So I got that around, and it went around the one corner up there by the big farm on the top level, and it derailed. So I brought it down, and the weights were falling out because I just slid them in there. So I took the backing off of them, and now they're stuck in there, and it weighs, it's good. And I just had to tighten up one of the screws on the truck. It was a little too loose, and I then pushed it around that corner, and it didn't derail. So tomorrow, sometime I'll get up there, or maybe after the show, get up there and back up the two engines and push it around. Yeah, so I try, Bob. I really do try. Let's see. I didn't know you went live, Chris. Um, See, sometimes I get notified, and sometimes I don't. Okay, Barbara. I'll talk to you then. Love you. Bye. So um, I just printed. I don't know if I can show you. No, they're still stuck on there pretty good. Yeah. I have to let them cool down a lot before I can take them on. And so it's always something with what's going on and everything. So the only thing I've been 3D printing was the building. If you wait a second, I can go get the sample one. I'll show you what it looks like. I don't know if I can show you it. Maybe I can bring up the cameras again and I can point to it and you'll see. Let me see this one here. Go here. Okay, I gotta say. Okay, go back here. Okay, so stop sharing. Share screen. Do this. do this. Add stage. And then I'm going to do this. See, I know it might not focus. But what it is a decapitated building. And it printed that way. I printed it in red. And I then painted little white on it to make it look like it was in the picture that I saw. I got this off of Printables site, and it was a small building. I had to resize it to fit the speaker and the board in there. And so that's the building there. And it's behind the two engines. So if I go, let me go get the sample I have. Okay. Let me make myself bigger again. Okay. This is what it looks like. And it has the rough edges on the sides. Let me see, like that. No, not yet, Bob. What I might do, if I see something interesting somewhere, I'll take a picture and then I'll put it up on Meshy. But most of my travels is going to get something to eat somewhere or going to the store to get food. I don't drive around much. Go over to Barber's house sometimes. I don't go far anywhere. This will be the longest trip I've been on in a while. So maybe we'll see something. We'll stop. But we're going to be driving at nighttime, so it's going to be hard to tell anything. But I would like to try that. But that's what this came out as. So it's like this is the same. This is the size that it came in. This was way too small. Yeah, it is. That's the design of this was done that way, Bob. It's very rough, and that's what a decapitated building would look like. So then I just took white paint and streaked it in a couple spots. I could, but I'd rather go out and get a picture myself. So, so that's what I made, and then you have to put a speaker inside here, and the board is like that big, and the speaker was I want to say it was a 2-inch diameter speaker. So, so that's how I just 3D printed this. Then I just resized this to make it fit the size that I needed. I put a speaker on the table here, the board, and I measured that, and then I went, and that took care of it. So let's see if I can get these cameras back up here. No, that's the wrong size. That's better. Yeah, so, and then I put a light in there. You can't see the light because the ceiling lights are on. So, yeah, I could, but I rather. Well, I did that. I got images for people off the internet, Bob, like the park rangers. I asked somebody to make me park rangers, and I never heard from the person. So I said, the heck with that. Since I know about Meshy AI, I said, let me find photos of park rangers. And there was a ton of them out there. And after a couple of tries, I got the park rangers printed. And now I have them up on my layout. Couldn't, that's what was missing from my scene up there was the park rangers, stuff like that. So pictures of people I did because I like to have unique people. Even the guys that on my layout that are delivering the propane to the propane tanks off of the propane trucks that I have. I got a hose coming out of the truck, and the guy standing there filling up the tanks. And I went on the internet to look up propane workers and found the file, found one, and downloaded it, and then I put that up on Meshy AI and created the propane worker for me. So I don't need anybody else to create images for me. So I can just create the people I need. And like all these workers that you see here, that was off of a file that I printed that I took a photo of and printed them all individually. What's about January? Jim T is right. If you're enjoying presenting on your live, it'll work almost no matter if the subjects are preparation. That's right, Bob. My preparation for the show is it takes me about 5 minutes to set up. Now, if I was going to be running trains, that would be a different story, but I haven't been able to run trains on the show for a while. And that's going to be down the road a bit. Once I get all my cars tuned and everything is running smoothly, then I'll have them running on the show. But it takes me about 5 minutes to set up. I start up StreamYard, and then when it comes to the title, I go on to Chat GPT, and I get a title from that by typing in some information in there, and it generates various titles, and I select one, and then I create the description for the video from ChatGPT by just putting the title name in, and then boom, and it creates it all and creates the hashtags for me, and boom, away I go. So thanks, JD. Rookie numbers, James. See, I said I was not going to spend any money on trains in January, and so far I spent $5. That's all. Well, we all have our limitations, right? So I got money from Christmas, and that's what I'm taking to the Amherst with, and that's my budget. If I find something that's expensive, well, then I always got my card if I need to get more money. So it all depends on what I see and what I want. Yeah, creating thumbnails. Um, I have so many photos on my phone, and they were all up in iCloud. So I downloaded them all onto my computer recently. And I think, like the last video was a photo of me. And that was the thumbnail it took out of the video was just my arm reaching across doing something. And I said, that's not good. So I just took my photo of me and put it up in the thumbnail, and boom, it went. So Christmas bonus. Yeah, that's good, Kyle. I have to see. Well, this will be my first year doing um, my taxes without working. But I worked for 1 month in January of last year. So um, I got 1 month of pay, but I haven't gotten the W-2 form yet. And then I had vacation money that they sent. They paid me in another month, so that was another um, almost 2 months of pay. So, and I was already getting. I already got my Social Security check. So, yeah, that's right. That Randall, it looked like Randall, didn't it? Which he hasn't shown up yet. He usually pops in later. I haven't seen him pop in yet. But so I got. Let me just make myself bigger again. I got this car. It's upside down because I have the trucks on there. They're just laying there. This car came. I got it off of eBay for $7. The one I had, I couldn't get it apart. I couldn't take the bottom off to open it up to add weights to it, so I couldn't weigh it down. I tried to scrape it with a knife, couldn't get it off. It was really glued together, really good. You would think, why would they use that? So this came, and it's the exact same road number that I had, so I don't have to do any changes to my JMRI table or anything. It's the same car and everything. So that was a lucky find, and it came with Talladega trucks, and I took them off, and I got the 3D printed ones on there. And I'm waiting for those KD 242 boxes to come so I can put the couplers on the body, and then I can adjust the trucks for whatever height I need. So, um, so when I got this one, the one side was loose, so I could get my X-Acto knife in there, and I saw it, but the other side was glued again, and I thought, oh my god! So I got the knife in there, then I got a small screwdriver, and then I was able to pry this up, and then it popped off. So I was good that it came off. So this one was a lot better. So uh, uh, add this to the fleet once I get the Katie coupler boxes, whenever they come. I just looked at the app before the show, and it still doesn't show any activity from since it left North Carolina. So photo manipulation. Well, I have a program called what's it called? Let me see here. Oh, I have a program called Video Editor. That's what I use to edit my videos. And it allows me to put text in there, like you see when it's scrolling across. I can have it scrolled, I can leave it there. I can take the text on the video and expand it so it stays on the image for however long I want it to stay there. It's a pretty good tool, but it's not free. You have to pay for it. I got a couple of that same company's products. They work really well. Then I can do it on my computer, which I have two monitors on my computer here, which allows me to show that camera software. That's why I can have uh, 8 cameras showing on the screen. Yeah, iMovie, AirDrop videos. Yeah, well, um, I don't know how you don't make any mistakes on that, James, because with the iPad, everything is touched with your finger. And I have big fingers, and it would be. I used to use. I don't know. Do you use a stylus? Because I have a stylus. That's what I used to use to tap on the screen because my fingers are too big to move things around to do it. That's why I like the computer to do it. I can work with the computer better. It's a lot easier for me to work with a computer. Da Vinci, yeah, I heard of Da Vinci. This is free, like Blender, a significant learning curve. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Well, any software is a learning curve, Bob. Okay. Um, the two NCH software packages I have, the video one, and then what's this other one here for the wave one that plays the sounds. Uh, yeah, that's because you have an iPad, James. That's the only reason why. Um, or an iPhone. If you had an iPhone, you can get iMovie on the iPhone too. But um, the screens are too small for me. I like a big screen to work on, and I got two different screens here. I can do a lot more work with two screens than restricted to a small screen um, to work on. I have an iPad in my living room, and I hardly even use it. I installed the train software wide throttle on that, and I can use that to control the trains. But um, I don't like that app because it times out, and when I go to Amherst, I was working with the TCS guys with the AWT. I got an AWT 100, and I want to talk to them about something on that too. Because I want to, I have, because that times out too. And if you leave it running, it times out. So yeah, it's they're nice products. They work really well. This took a little while to learn them, and what they can do. Like I don't use it that often. Usually when I create a video, it's one video and then I'm done, or a short and I'm done. But sometimes I'm doing multiple steps in a video. I want to show you how to do something or whatever. Then I use that program to merge all the videos together, put some standbys in the middle, in between the videos, and add comments on there. Like if I said something and I made a mistake, then I'll put that on the comments. Oh, I meant this instead of that. You know. instead of redoing the whole video and stuff like that. So um, it worked out really well for me. I like them, and they're Windows based now, Bob. They're not. Chris, um, on StreamYard, you have two options: the free version and the paid version. The free version gives you one camera. That's what you're seeing me on here, and that's just a desktop camera. It's a PTZ optics camera. It has a speaker, a microphone in it, uh, and it does well. You guys see me nice and clear, right? No in or outs or nothing, right? And the paid version gives you a whopping second camera. That's it. This one extra camera. Okay. How I get 8 cameras on StreamYard is because I have 2 monitors here. And on the one monitor, I have the software, the whole screen of the monitor, and it's showing all 8 of my cameras. And then I can click on the one camera and make it the whole screen. That's how I get 8 cameras on StreamYard. Okay. And you can see all 8 of them at the same time. So when I'm running trains eventually, you'll see them go in all the subway cameras. You'll see the trains going through there. And then the other cameras, right now, I have them in different angles and stuff because I was looking at certain things. So it's different ways to show the videos. So you can see the other things. Now, in my tunnel, when I was running, I used Prism View Live free, and it supports multiple cameras for free. I was using my cell phone video last week. Yeah. Well, most of the people I know are use StreamYard, and that's what I'm used to using. And other people have tried to use something different, like OBS. And OBS, you can do that, and you can have multiple scenes on OBS, and you can switch to those scenes and do all that kind of stuff. But OBS doesn't allow you to bring up guests, and that's what I like about StreamYard. The free version allows you 6 guests. The paid version, I don't know what the limit is, if there is a limit on how many guests you can have on a StreamYard. Yeah, then you have 2 cameras. You can make yourself a guest, but yeah, that's kind of like cheating, right? So yeah, you could, like, I could have a camera. Well, I could have my other laptop go on, and then I can bring that up, and then I could have the laptop camera in the train room and doing it. So yeah, it's a good idea. You can do that because that's just like this, right? Oh no, that just made me bigger. See, like this. That's Say that's James up here. Yeah, the guests don't steal your thunder, Bob. You're in control. It's your stream. Yeah. Yeah, Mike, that's right. So if I go back here, see, then I'm back on here, right? So it's all what you like and what you like to do. And when I found out that you only had one camera on StreamYard, I said, okay, how do I get more cameras on there? Then Jim Tedesco told me about OBS, which I already had OBS. That's what he streamed in. And I just, um, well, Chris, yes and no. Um, I have two monitors, which makes it a lot easier to do because on StreamYard, you just go and click on share, and then you pick what window you want to share. And it could be the window behind the browser that you're looking on. That's if you just have one monitor. But with two monitors, it makes it so much easier to do because on my left monitor, I have the camera software. Well, see, in the train room, I used to have a lot of these small Wise cameras and Eufy cameras, and they were Wi-Fi cameras, and they all had the um, uh, you had to go into the settings and in the camera, and you would get a string of characters, and then you would put that in OBS, and then you could monitor that camera in OBS as long as it supported that same protocol that OBS required. And most of those cameras did. So, and then I had uh, originally I had um, 6 or 7 USB uh, cameras in the train room, and I had these 30-foot long USB cables from my computer in my office going through the wall and out into the computer room, and that was a pain in the neck. They worked on OBS also. Hey, Ronald, welcome. How you doing? No, you know, um, that's why I stream in a different room, James. Now I have a laptop. I have a laptop in the train room, and that table is also a work area. So I don't usually. That's okay, Ronald. No, no worries. Um, that's what I don't care to stream from in there because I haven't gotten a chair for that area yet. I got to get a stool so I can sit high because it's a higher table. I wanted that to stand there to work on, and it has 2 monitors on that laptop. Okay, so that that has the same camera display that I have on my desktop here is out in the train room. So in the train room, I can see the camera all the time. This software here, I only bring it up for my stream, or if I want to look at something from inside the train room or inside my office and go from there. So that's how um, I show my cameras and everything. So that's how it works. So uh, and that's how it evolved from USB cameras, then to Wi-Fi cameras. Now I have Ethernet cameras, and they're all PoE cameras. So what that means is I don't need a wall wart hanging down and plugging into the wall out there in the train room. They um, have Ethernet cable runs, And then I got a PoE switch in this black cabinet behind me, which is my communications cabinet for all my network equipment. And in there, I got a small PoE hub, and I plugged the cameras in that hub. That hub is plugged into my internet hub, and boom, they come up, and boom, they're online, and I don't have to have power adapters out there or anything like that. So okay, Bob, have a good one. We'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping in. So, is there anybody in here before I go tonight? Anybody in here going to Amherst? I think Chris is going, I think, if I don't remember right. I don't know about anybody else, but if anybody else is going, um, I'll see you there. Um, we're meeting at 12 o'clock on Saturday at the podcast, something or other. I have it written down in a note. DB Tech's going to be there. I know you're going to be there, Dave. Good to see you too. My table, not sure. What did Dwight? What idea? What did Dwight say? So that is where Mark got the idea from, James. Oh, I don't know. You guys were talking about something else. Yeah, that's what you do. Then in the computer room, I have that mini computer, which is my JMRI computer, and it has four monitors connected to it. All four are connected to it via an HDMI cable. The mini computer came with two HDMI ports on it, so I got a USB to HDMI hub, so I can get the other two HDMI cables plugged into it. For monitors on a computer, I like they have the HDMI connections. So, what day you going up, Dave? Yeah, I'm leaving Friday night sometime. I'll be there probably around between 10 and 11 o'clock, depending on what time I leave. I'm hoping early. Whose video, Dwight? I'm leaving Friday afternoon about 4.5 hour ride. Yeah, it's a little less than that for me. You're further east. You're further west than me. Not by much, but depends on the traffic and the weather. The last 3 years, this is the fourth year I'm going to Amherst, and I went up Saturday. I got up real early in the morning and drove up, and I got there before the show started. That was a long day doing it that way. But since I'm staying with Tammy in the house, I'm going up Friday night. That'll be a lot better. Get a good night's sleep before the show starts. So we'll see what happens up there. Going to be a fun night. So, well, guys, it's after 9 o'clock. Oh, nasty weather, Dwight. Come on, there's no nasty weather. There's no such thing as nasty weather. The only nasty weather is in Florida when they have a hurricane. Snow is not a nasty weather. Snow is just natural. You just have to drive normal. Thanks a lot, JD. Hi, Tammy. How's it up there? It's we made it to the house. It's snowing. Okay, that's good. Well, that I heard it was gonna. I asked the computer if I not you. Never mind. I asked it if it was gonna snow. So thanks a lot, John. Okay, everybody. As I was saying, um, thank everybody for coming in tonight and spending time with me. I appreciate it all. Appreciate every one of you. Don't forget to check out my videos. You know, they're always out there for you to review whenever you get a chance. I appreciate that. Comments are welcome. Like button is welcome. And always happy to read your comments. And then I always reply to everybody's comments. So thanks a lot. Again, have a good night. I'll try to do some videos from Amherst, and maybe I could go live from my phone if I have a chance. I'll see. So I'll see you Saturday too. Everybody take care. Have a good night, and we'll catch you all later. Have a good one.